If you think staying after school for detention is boring, wait until you're the only one left, and you hear footsteps in an empty hallway. It was a rainy Friday evening when 16-year-old Ria found herself stuck in detention. The corridors of St. Mary's High School were already empty, echoing with the faint hum of flickering tube lights. She wasn't alone at first. 3 other students had been given detention too, but one by one, their parents came to pick them up. By 6:15 p.m., it was just Ria and Mr. Sen, the strictest teacher in the school. He was sitting at the front of the room, checking papers, barely acknowledging her presence. The rain outside grew heavier, slamming against the old windows. The storm had cut off the electricity earlier, and now the building ran on backup power. When the clock hit 6:30, Mr. Sen's phone rang. He excused himself and stepped out, saying, "Don't move from your seat. I'll be back in a minute." A minute passed. Then 5. Then 10. Ria began to fidget. The silence in the classroom felt unnatural, thick, like it was pressing against her ears. She glanced at the door. Still no sign of Mr. Sen. Then, she heard it. A soft tap, tap, tap from the hallway. At first, she thought it might be Mr. Sen coming back. But the sound wasn't footsteps. It was more like fingernails brushing against the wall. Slowly, deliberately, she called out, "Sir?" No answer. Her heart began to race. The tapping grew louder, now accompanied by something else, a faint whisper. She couldn't make out the words, but it sounded like it was right outside the door. The handle turned. Ria froze. The door creaked open a few inches, but instead of Mr. Sen, a pale hand slipped through the gap, thin, with long bony fingers. It scratched against the wood before slowly retreating. She wanted to scream, but her voice caught in her throat. She grabbed her phone, no signal. That's when she heard the announcement system crackle to life, even though it hadn't been used all day. A distorted voice echoed through the halls. "Class dismissed." Her skin crawled. Something about the voice felt wrong. It was high-pitched, almost childlike, but broken and glitchy, like it was coming from an old tape recorder. She ran to the hallway, hoping to find Mr. Sen, but the corridor was empty. The lights above flickered, making the shadows dance unnaturally on the walls. And then she saw them, wet footprints on the floor, leading towards the old, locked storeroom at the end of the hall. Against every instinct, she followed them. The storeroom door was slightly ajar. She pushed it open slowly, her breath trembling. Inside, the air was freezing cold. Dust floated in the dim light, and in the corner stood a girl. She looked about 12 years old, wearing an old, tattered school uniform. Her long black hair was dripping wet, and her head was tilted unnaturally to the side. Who are you?" Ria whispered. The girl slowly lifted her head, revealing sunken eyes and a wide, twisted smile. Her voice was soft but chilling. "I used to have detention too, until he locked me in here." Before Ria could react, the girl stepped forward, and the door slammed shut behind them. The next morning, the janitor found the storeroom door locked from the inside. When they broke it open, there was no sign of Ria. Only her notebook on the floor, with one sentence scrawled in shaky handwriting. "Don't stay after school."